Taylor, and you are listening to the Surviving Maine podcast. I am back as promised with some thoughts from Liza. The last time we heard from Liza was week 2 after Michael was voted out, and now we will have Liza's thoughts on players 3 through 8 voted out of the game. Also at the end we have a special story about some missing toilet paper, so stay tuned for that. For now, let's hear Liza's thoughts on the players voted out, starting with Nick.
Nick. I didn't know what to expect from Nick. A lot of his video was talking about his kids and, you know, his home life with his, I don't know if she's his wife or girlfriend or, but, you know, that relationship that he has with her and his kids. So I was expecting a lot more of kind of like a in the background character. But he totally jumped right in on strategy and was totally in it 100% with the strategic conversations and, you know, trying to like lead the pack and lead the game. And I definitely expected him to be more, you know, quiet and behind the scenes than he was. Yeah.
He said that's his biggest regret is not being more quiet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How about Patrick?
I think I kind of hit the nail on the head with Patrick and what I expected him to be. His application video was him playing and talking about this Survivor video game that he designed.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was just as witty and funny and goofy in his application video and in his typed out application as he was in person. Yeah, probably in person even more so, you know, cracking jokes all the time. Yeah, and really just like doing his best to make everyone laugh and appreciate him. Yeah. Probably some of the longest confessionals we have are with Tricky.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Okay. And blonde Jasmine.
Jasmine didn't come out as the person I thought she was going to be when I, you know, like saw all of her things online. I expected her to be, you know, much quieter, not so like vocal with her opinions. And then obviously it was the complete opposite of that she was like very willing to, you know, rat on people in confessionals and, you know, say what she was really feeling to others. Yeah, I also didn't expect her and Sam to click before, like pre-game. I didn't expect that they would, you know, instantly be together and be friends. Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't a lot, sorry.
What?
My Jasmine thought wasn't much.
That's fine. She quit. What about Katie?
I know Katie very well outside of the game.
Oh.
She used to be my mom's boss, and so I spent a lot of time with her through the Y and in events outside of the Y that my mom went to. And she also played the first season, and I knew that she, the first season she came in super, super competitive. She's a field hockey coach, so that's kind of right where she is.
Wow.
She loves the competition and the challenges. But last season she totally lacked on strategy and social game. Because also she didn't watch the show, so it was something that she wasn't expecting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she didn't watch anything coming out the first season. I'm not sure she watched anything this time either, but she knew a little bit more of what to expect from the other players and that it really is a social game. And you can, you know, kick ass in challenges and it's just not gonna cut it and not gonna give you the game completely. And I think that she did a much better job of that this season and I knew that she was gonna come in much more ready than she was last year. And I expected her to, be really likable. She's a super likable person just in general. It seems that people are drawn to her. like socially and on a friend level. So I totally expected that in the game, and that's definitely what ended up playing through.
Yeah, if she hadn't been idled out, I think she could have kept running the show.
Yeah, she could have been very far into the end.
Yeah. Okay. Sarah.
Sarah was, in her video, I expected her to be much more, like the typical, like, mom in Survivor. Like a little more reserved, a little quieter. But she came into it and wasn't like that at all.
Yeah.
She totally just like beat my expectations and was loud and boisterous and doing everything she possibly needed to do in the challenges, and to build those social relationships too. Talking with every player possible just to build some sort of relationship with them. And I think she did a really good job at that too, making everybody at least like her. I don't know what they thought of her strategically, but I feel like everybody like appreciated her and didn't necessarily want to see her go for that.
Yeah, and she was a lot of fun to watch too.
Yeah, she was. And afterwards on production, she was really great and jumped in and
yes,
really fun to hang out with. Yeah,
she was like the first one of the people voted out who really stuck around the whole time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she was great. What about John?
John, I had known briefly from the Survivor community, and I met him when I played in Durham. He was on production then.
Oh.
I didn't really know him well, but we're friends on Facebook and we have that like connection, but that's it. He actually was my like tribe handler when I did my gross food eating challenges. And so there's like pictures of me eating terrible food, and I can just see John's little silhouette right in front of me with his little hat on. Yeah, John I was expecting him to, fill that dad role. He definitely was more quiet and in the background, but I think that he, built relationships that got him to stay and kept him in the game this long. And I also feel like it was the furthest that he'd gone in a game. I know he's played, I think, Durham twice. And I think that was the furthest this is the furthest he's gotten. Yeah, and I think that was all due to his social relationships.
All right, so those were Liza's thoughts on the last 6 players to leave Surviving Maine. Here is a little special story that Tricky told me about Sarah and some missing toilet paper.
Sarah, I felt like, was so charming because the day before, Sarah had been talking about, she's like, oh man, we should steal the toilet paper, bring it back to camp in case we need it. And then everyone's just like, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's be respectable. And so I walk out and we're going back to the camp. And I'm like, hey, Sarah, I reach into my jacket pocket and I whip out the toilet paper. I had stolen the toilet paper. And she's so happy.
Okay, that's all Tricky told me about the the toilet paper. But it sounds like Sarah was very happy. I wonder what made Sarah happier, the beer or the toilet paper. That might be a tough one for her. Just kidding. No, that's not tough for her at all. I think she would choose beer over toilet paper any day. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I will be back with more thoughts from Liza on the first 4 people voted out after the merge, and that will come in a few weeks. And then after that, we'll get into the long-form interviews with the last 7 players left in the game.